Yeah, so that was pretty awful. I got a lot of flack a few years ago for saying that Bethesda doesn't really need a press conference. That they're not big enough to have their own press conference. I got a lot of flack for saying that, right? Saying, how could you say something like that? Bethesda's so talented, they're great, they of course they deserve a press conference, but people misinterpreted what I meant when I said that. When I said that Bethesda doesn't deserve a press conference, I mean that Bethesda can't have a showing every year like 2015 where they showed Fallout 4. They obviously can't do that every single year, so why do they have a yearly press conference? I don't understand. 2015, it made sense. 2016, it didn't even make much sense back then. All they really announced was Skyrim Special Edition. Was that really worth a press conference for? They announced Skyrim Special Edition and more DLC for Fallout 4. Those were only really two things that they announced in 2016. Was that really worth having a whole press conference towards? Oh, and Quake Champions. Is that really worth a press conference? EA and Ubisoft have press conferences, but they have multiple different games that come out every single year. Bethesda maybe has 2 or 3 games that come out every year, and most of those games aren't even huge. Say what you want, about how great, a lot of the games are that Bethesda comes out with. But in reality, I think we all know that Fallout and Elder Scrolls are really the only games that actually matter. So we have Dishonored 2, we have all these other games that Bethesda comes out with. They own id Software now, so they have Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, and all those other games. But really, those games are nothing. They're not as big as Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So if they don't really come out with huge games, or at least a new IP, there was a rumor that they were going to announce a brand new game, which I guess they did. They announced The Evil Within 2, but they were supposed to announce, well, they weren't supposed to. This is the rumor. The rumor was that they were supposed to announce a new IP that was like a Fallout and like an Elder Scrolls in terms of how big it is, but they didn't do that. They just announced some shitty VR that no one really cares about, because let's face it, you can say what you want about VR and how cool it is, but it's a fad. It's a gimmick. 90% of gamers do not give a fuck about VR, so focusing on VR I think was a huge mistake for Bethesda, and dedicating so much resources to VR, I thought that was a huge mistake. And having a whole press conference, it wasn't even an hour long. That just shows you they didn't really have much to offer. All they really showed was that the creation thing, where Bethesda cooperates with different mod creators, and they kind of become official parts of the game, and they're compatible with achievements, they're compatible with saves, they're compatible with your game, so there's no mod conflicts. But I just think to myself, I'm like, is that really necessary? Do you really need that? I mean, we already have mods on consoles, and we already have all this other shit. Why do we really need Bethesda to make their own mods and publish their own mods and have this whole creation program? I just think it's stupid. But that's just my opinion. I thought this whole press conference was just a joke. They didn't offer too much that was important. The Evil Within 2, yay. I know the first Evil Within kind of got mixed reviews, though. It wasn't like a universally acclaimed game like other games Bethesda's made before, so it's not that big of a deal. And they had this Wolfenstein crap, and they had, they kind of talked about Quake Champions. Let me talk about Quake Champions for a little bit. Quake Champions being PC exclusive is stupid. I'm just going to put that out there. And that's not even a knock on it's not even a knock on PC. If there was a game that was exclusive to Xbox that was not a first-party game, I'd say the same thing. But let's face it, it's stupid to have it PC exclusive. It kind of doesn't make it as successful and as relevant as it could be if it was published on all platforms. It's not like it can't run on consoles. It's a FPS game. It doesn't look like it can't run on consoles. And the person, I forget what his name was, one of the guys that's making Quake Champions, said that it's not out of the possibility that it could come to consoles. So it's not a graphical thing. It's not a hardware thing. It's just they want it to be PC exclusive, so they're going to make it PC exclusive, which I think is stupid. If they made Overwatch PC exclusive, then it wouldn't have been nearly as relevant as it is today. It's such a huge part of video game culture now that if it was just on PC, that wouldn't have happened. And now, I'm not trying to say that the version of Quake Champions, would be as good on all platforms. The PC version probably would be superior, let's face it, and the PC version of Overwatch is superior. I'm not going to try to make this, to skew this as an anti-PC thing, because I'm not about that anymore. This whole anti-PC bullshit is just redundant, and there's just nothing that could be accomplished by doing that. But from a business standpoint, from a gamer standpoint, it's just stupid to have it exclusive to one platform. That's just how I feel. So let me know what you guys think about Bethesda's press conference. I wasn't too impressed. I thought it was pretty lackluster. It was probably one of the most lackluster parts of E3 this year, and it was definitely the most lackluster event that Bethesda's ever held. Let's face it, they didn't offer anything important at all. Nothing newsworthy. Let's just face it. But let me know what you guys think. I'm sure there are a lot of Doom fans. I'm sure there are a lot of, not Doom fans. There are a lot of Quake fans and a lot of Wolfenstein fans and Dishonored fans and Evil Within fans, but it's just nothing compared to Elder Scrolls or Fallout. I wanted Elder Scrolls 6. Fallout 5 obviously isn't going to happen for another at least 6 or 7 years, so I'm not even talking about Fallout 5. But, an Obsidian Fallout, a third-party, Fallout, a Fallout that's made by someone else could have worked. Because it's been 2 years already. 2 years is a pretty long time. It's been 2 years since Fallout 4 came out. And it's been almost a year since the DLC season is completed, so it's not like it just came out. But I just thought the press conference was pretty shitty. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset about me saying this, but it's just how I feel. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.